Hello everyone, it's MarVeena Meek, and today we're going to continue with our exploration of the Tarot, and we're looking at the reversals. So I always think of the Tarot as like a book of life for the human experience. And when you pull the cards and they're in their upright position, then that's indicating that you have access to the normal qualities that this card represents. But when they're in the reversed position, then that's an indication that normally you would have access to this, but there are some sort of states of mind or ways of thinking or ways of living your life that have caused you to feel disconnected from this particular energy. So we're going to look at the Hierophant today. So the Hierophant is, let me see if I can get that, there's no glare. So normally this is an awesome energy card. It's indicating a time when you feel really connected to the universe, you feel really connected to your own inner being, and you have this richness to pull from and sort of stand in your own power in a really balanced and beauty way. But when this card is upside down, then it could be indicating where you feel really disconnected from your inner world, from your soul essence. Universally it represents the ideas of learning and of teaching. So it might be a time where you have wanted to apply to a school system and you were rejected, or there's some sort of higher education that you might be having a hard time embracing or not able to access that higher education. It could be a point of time where you are really just want to go against authority. You want to buck the system. You could feel like you're an outsider, like you don't fit in, maybe like everyone else doesn't like you, or they don't know who you are, or they don't understand you. It could be a time where you're misusing your spiritual power or your psychic power. You could be behaving inappropriately, misbehaving. You might be going through a period of time where you have no morals, no values. You're behaving in a very unethical way, and maybe you're too rigid or you're too dogmatic. It's like my way and my way. It could be a time where you're acting very pompous and arrogant and righteous. So none of those are good qualities. And the good thing about this card is that you have access to all of the beneficial qualities of this card, which there's a lot of them. It's a really rich card if you have access to it in its upright position. So in order to turn the situation around, you really need to explore and do some backtracking to examine maybe the way that you were imprinted, molded, and sculpted in your belief systems. Explore your teachers and your family and some of the concepts that they taught you, and really roll things over in your mind about how that has been passed down to you, and is that belief system or is that philosophy, is it still valid? Is it still something that works for you? Is it helping you to make progress in life, or is it blocking you from being able to make progress in life? And if it is blocking you, then you need to find some ways of eradicating that file that you've been depending on, and download another file that is on the same subject, but it's of a higher vibration. It's of a different way of looking at that situation, that it's not so rigid. So this card has a numerical value of 5. I always think of 5 as a chaos number, and I don't particularly care for chaos, but chaos does have a really a good place in our life because it gets us out of our kind of happy spot. It forces us to look at things from a different viewpoint, and it sort of forces us to get out of our comfort zone and make some needed changes in our life so that we can sort of take a leap of consciousness and a leap of understanding. So chaos can be good, and we always want to go with that chaos energy, because if we don't go with it, if we're real rigid, then basically it will wind up kicking us in the butt. So definitely when you find yourself in a chaos moment like this, then you want to just recognize, like, okay, I need to examine my belief systems, my attachments to things that are no longer serving me, and I need to figure out some ways that I can process this, and I can delete the different ways of thinking and living and doing that are no longer beneficial. They're not working for me. Maybe never did work for you. And then I can upload some new files. So we do that through affirmations, through meditations, through ceremony, through different spiritual practices, through doing some soul clearing work, maybe using hypnosis. NLP is awesome for this sort of thing. But anyhow, you can look at the other 5 value cards in the tarot deck, and a lot of times whatever processes that they're talking about might be just what you need in order to turn this situation around and resolve it so that you have access to this in the upright position. So I hope that you've enjoyed this mini tarot reading. If you would like for me to read for you and interpret the different sorts of energies that are affecting your life right now, I would be happy to do so. You can purchase a private reading with me on my website at MarVeena.com. So I hope you have a very powerful day. I'm MarVeena Meek. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.